I can see where people are coming from. That Fili's a live dog right here, Derek. I almost submitted my pick as Fili, right? There's still a part of me that if you're thinking flyer, Fili is the bet right here, right? You got some cash to spend, but regardless, how the fight's going to go, Derek, I think Fili is going to be looking to be able to land that power and stop the advance, right? Land the powerful counter strikes that stop the advance of C-Rod, because C-Rod is a force to be reckoned with going forward. He's going to keep you busy with that jab. He's going to crush distance. He's going to land power on the inside. He's down to trade combos, dangerous in the clinch. C-Rod can do, if not all of it, damn near close. But the same thing is, like you were saying before, Andre Fili is the veteran of the game. He is very, very slick all around, uses the kicks to keep range, very technical at range. And when he's close, he does do a lot of damage and can find ways to nullify the power that C-Rod has. So this is going to be an interesting one, Derek. I am not counting Andre Fili out at all.
Don't get me wrong. You don't just count him out. You don't say C-Rod by a landslide, but I think that he has to fight a very specific fight to win this just based off of the attributes that C-Rod has. And as he had mentioned, man, he's really good in that mid-range, right? He's long and lanky, 5'11", 74-inch reach, right? Like, he's got the tools to keep C-Rod at bay, but when C-Rod is just going to be crushing the entire fight, he does a really good job of just staying right outside of like your kicking range, right outside of the distance, then getting right in, and then chain wrestling, right? Just kind of like clinching you up, finding a way to put you into a front headlock exchange. That's kind of, what Fili needs to watch out for in this one. Judo trips, all that fantastic stuff right here. And this is another example of kind of what I was talking about in the Roman Dolidze fight, where C-Rod finds a way to slow the pace of the fight to a pace that Andre Fili is not going to want to fight at, which is going to be a high pace. I think Andre Fili needs a high-paced fight right here, not scrambles and stuff like that, but high-paced kickboxing, back-and-forth exchanges. C-Rod doesn't really give you that. And when you know how to slow a fight down and you're coming up a weight class, so he's probably going to have, I don't know, on film it's hard to say, but you would argue maybe a touch of a speed advantage. You're coming up from bantamweight. Would you say that, or do you think Fili is the faster fighter?
It's very, very close, Derek. Initially off the jump, I do think Fili's a faster. He's one of the fastest fighters in the UFC, man. He's snappy, but C-Rod has that as well. Plus, probably, arguably, a little bit more pop on the shot, a little bit more power.
Yeah. I think that, in my opinion, how this fight may go is Andre Fili might take the first and C-Rod takes over rounds 2 and 3, just off volume. C-Rod's a little bit of a slow starter himself right here. But the total right here is going to be 2.5 minus 225 for the over, plus 185 for the under. So if you're like a heavy C-Rod, he gets him out with a submission, you're probably going to want to play the under. But I think realistically, no matter who you're betting on, I think the over is probably the play, because I could see Andre Fili winning a decision if you can just stop all grappling exchanges, if you could stop the advance, if you could stop getting put into the clinch, if you could terrorize C-Rod with kicks and keep him at bay. I can see it happening. But clearly, the people, the consensus, the odds makers aren't quite seeing it that way. So what's your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm with you, Derek. I like the over the most in this play. I'm looking at the methods of victory, and the decision is best for both of them on there. So I think even the odds makers are thinking that the over right here is going to be hitting. That's what the money I like. 2-1 though, or 2-1 odds on C-Rod. If he is able to get Andre Fili out, expect him to not have these kind of numbers again. He'll be up high.
Yeah, and that's why he is a consensus pick right here. You got to remember, one of the things that C-Rod is really good at doing as well is killing the clock, right? If he can put the backpack on you, if he can get on top of you and ride out the round, that's what he's going to do. And Andre Fili, if I'm not mistaken here, let me go to Andre Fili, but let's take a look at how many times he's been taken down as of late. Good takedown defense. Nathaniel Wood got him. Yeah, not much when you're going against these guys. But look at, Joe Anderson Brito just knocked him out. He didn't even need to wrestle. When he's going against the wrestlers, that's when he's getting taken down. So we'll see the kind of approach that he has. Obviously, when you're fighting a Dan Ige, Lucas Almeida, Bill Algeo, that's solid. All right, man. That's fair.